here to support the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation. And why don't you give us a kind of a quick synopsis of what the foundation does and why it's such a good cause?
Yeah, so basically every $20 the NASCAR Hall of Fame receives, we get a student in the Hall of Fame that wants to see the cars, maybe try out the simulators, pit stop challenge, basically making a child's dream come true. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, definitely. It's an awesome cause, and it's an awesome thing to do. I know you're a part of a lot of different things down there. Obviously, the foundation does a lot of work to help out the kids, and we're all on board for that. Absolutely. So, I want to thank you once again, Jimmy. You have anything for Matt before we get this thing underway?
No, I just wish you the best of luck, and thanks for bringing us on board as we enjoy putting on these special events for a great cause.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, buddy. We'll let you get down there, and maybe we'll talk to you after the race to see what happens.
Thanks.
That is going to be the driver of the 89, Matt Deason, and again, the man behind the curtains here. So, Jimmy, we're back here at the beautiful 2.5 mile Daytona International Speedway. We got some different cars out there on the track. We're actually going to be running the Gen 6 cars here tonight, not the next gens, not the ARCAs, kind of smack dab in the middle when it comes to the NASCAR class of vehicles here, the Class A type of vehicles, and it's cool to just to see those clear spoilers. I don't know what it is, I don't know why, but it's just cool seeing those clear spoilers on the back of those cars.
Yeah, I obviously had the opportunity when I joined iRacing to run these cars when they were the thing, and actually get a win on a super speedway. Not Daytona, it was at Talladega, but it was a blast, and I won't ever forget it. You probably never be able to do it again unless it's some special event like this one here tonight. But right now, it just kind of, just good to see these cars out here. We're gonna see how they handle. Obviously, I don't think iRacing has given them too much love as they put them in that legacy mode. Obviously, I think they're running fixed setups here tonight too, so drivers could be working with something they're not familiar with. But just a kind of quick lineup of where everybody's at. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing if you're in the front or the back, but just a who's out there. Steven Cherik's out there with Paul Bliss, Chase St. Clair, Matt Deason, Liam Brotherton, Michael Armstrong, Thomas Murphy, Nicholas Corcel, Roy Cunningham, Marco Evans, Brandon Christensen, Jeff Moore, James Malino, Millard Radman, and Nicholas Kenning. So I appreciate all those drivers that showed up here tonight. The paint schemes might be off just a little bit, obviously, as this is a special event, so a lot of drivers like driving their favorite cars, or they got a special paint that they run for their leagues or whatnot. But we're going to have 80 laps here at Daytona. We're going to see who can conquer those 80 laps and keep it clean and make it to the end.
Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, I know we got some of the numbers are not making sense on the cars compared to the tower there, but it's pretty cool seeing some of these paint schemes. Obviously, you look right there at the number 3 paint scheme. Always a good one to see out there. Good to see the Dale Earnhardt represented. You got a Jeff Gordon paint scheme out there with the 24, but even a little Greg Biffle action out there. And I think I'm not sure if that's a throwback Carl Edwards there, the 99 there, spotting on the outside second row with Matt Deason. But we are a green flag here at Daytona. We're going to see plenty of drafting, plenty of bump drafting. These cars, looking at practice, seem to really take to the bumping pretty well. As long as you hit them, somewhat decently, you can certainly still get your competitors loose, and you don't want to push the pusher. But we got 80 laps to figure this thing out, and we are already heading to the backstretch for the first time.
Out of the corner, side by side, see a few drivers stretching it out in the back, just kind of grouping up in back there, trying to take things easy. 80 laps is a long time here at Daytona. It's going to end up being about 200 miles, so it's definitely going to be a lot of fun, a lot of side-by-side action, and you don't know how long it's been since somebody's been in one of these cars. Like you said, they do draft well, and it was always a lot of fun to get out here and kind of give them a whirl and run these. That was what I looked forward to as soon as I picked up iRacing. I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. I want to drive NASCAR because when I was growing up, that's the place I was at. Drivers like Dale Earnhardt, I got to see him live. And obviously his son, as he came up. Jeff Gordon when he was just a young pup, along with others like Alan Kowicki and Davey Allison. all those other drivers out there, Bill Elliott, Sterling Marlin, and Morgan Shepherd. I mean, I even seen Richard Petty in the car, like actually racing. So I've been around a while, been around racing and for quite some time, and it's come a long way. I don't quite watch it like I used to because I joined the Navy and 24 years in and out at sea. You just kind of lose touch with some of your hobbies, but definitely getting back into it. But kind of made my own thing here at CRN, and but still love to support the sport, and that's why we're here tonight with the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, not that you're trying to date yourself or anything like that with some of the name drops there, but we got
I go back
a little bit of a shake there, as I'm not sure if the 3 was pushing the 3, and in case you're wondering, neither of those 3s are the 3 on the top timing and scoring. So I guess we got 3 number 3s out there technically here tonight, and Dale Earnhardt certainly fully represented, but. It's for a great cause for the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation, and just, you know, I know it gets confusing sometimes when you just mention that it's, you know, NASCAR Hall of Fame, but it's not benefiting the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It's actually benefiting kids, and you know, gives them an opportunity to get into the Hall of Fame, and you know, kind of like Matt was saying, you know, get to you know, kind of live out their dreams, and, you know, do pit stops and do any kind of fun things like that the Hall of Fame does. It's a 501 nonprofit organization that provides students in need pre-K through 12th grade with scholarships and again, the learning opportunities that harness the sport's long-standing tradition of winning through innovation. So if you're looking to just donate and help out the cause, as the 85 into the 14 into the wall. Looks like we're going to keep it straight here, keep it going here. But as I was mentioning, if you're looking to donate and help out, just go to NASCARHall.com and trying to get the actual website here. So just hold off on that. I'll give everyone out there the actual website to go right to the Hall of Fame Foundation to put in any donations if you want to, and then we'll drop it in the chat as well. But I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in here tonight for this fun little one-off benefit race, as we've got a good one here, stretching out here a little bit as a field, kind of just, you know, spreading out here, and it's not something we see too much in the newer style cars, the next gens, or even the ARCA cars. But definitely can happen here with these Gen 6s. They haul the mail here a little bit, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, I miss these cars a lot. I wish they never would have switched. Bring them back full time, keep them up to date. I mean, these cars are great. But a lot of drivers will say that the same thing about like the 87s that are here on the service. Just a car that I definitely wish I had more time to run officials with. They were a ton of fun. And you can see how they can group up, and as long as they work together, they can pull away. Now these 4 in the back here, if they start battling too much, they're going to end up losing out. They're already back about 2 to 3.5 seconds. So obviously out of that window of getting wrapped up in some shenanigans up front, but definitely, you know, you don't want to fall back too much farther. So these drivers really need to kind of keep things together, get it cooking, and if one's not fast enough out front, maybe let somebody else by. You can see, you know, them trying to push that one individual, and you gotta hold her still, buddy. And you know, maybe the pusher needs to change. You know, I don't know these drivers very well, and obviously they're trying to do their best out here. But that's the 94 James Malino, and I know he's got limited oval experience, so you know, maybe swapping out somebody out and giving them a turn to push, or letting somebody else lead could be the answer to what this backpack needs to do. We'll go back up front. Well, they're 2x2, so I mean, this is one of the good things that you know, somebody in the back would like to see is, you know, these drivers riding side by side and not just kind of being unorganized. You see them bobbling around here a little bit. Like I said, it's probably been a while if any of these drivers up front have actually been in these cars. I see a few higher I-rating drivers out there, so that would lead me to believe they probably have had their opportunity to run these cars a little bit. But like, you know, like I keep saying, you know, it's been a while since you've seen these things on the track.
I want to send a shout out to our other sponsor here on the race, and that is ATYL Media. If you're looking for a one-stop shop for all things motorsports, head over to ATYL Media, where they're making motorsports media your way from above the yellow lines. Taylor Kitchen and her team above the line media, or above the yellow line, sorry, media, brings you the latest from NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar, and so much more. Follow ATYL Media on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all your motorsports news. ATYL Media, motorsports media your way. Good race out here, and again, we had 15 cars take the green flag here, and got a bit of a gap here from the top 10 here back to the rest of the field from 11th through 15th. So kind of two separate packs here, led right now by Paul Bliss at the front, Thomas Murphy, Roy Cunningham, Aller, Chase St. Clair, Millad Radman for your top five, as Radman now actually dropping back. And it's one thing about these plate tracks, whatever we say the top five is, it could be completely different the next lap by, as it just shifts around so quickly. You got the number 10 here, Liam Brotherton, and the 40 of Nicholas Coruscant trying to catch back up to the field, and you see how quickly just a little bit of bump drafting, a little bit of wiggle from the guys in front, and they're right back on their tails.
Yeah, and you can see, because the 89 of Matt Deason was actually up towards the front. I don't know if he went back to collect somebody, but, that front six went by themselves, and now they're back to 10. So, and they got to be patient with each other. Obviously, there's tons of laps left here. We're on lap 11 of 80, so, I mean, we're making good time here. And everything's been fun so far, but we've got a little bit of three wide action as the 1589 really hooking up on that outside. Oh, when the 89 comes out, touches the 20, the 20 comes up to the 40, they save it. Oh, looks like they're...
I have no idea how the 40 went from the top line down to the bottom line and collected that thing, and definitely some damage on that front right. The Sour Patch number 40, good looking car there, and I know, I'm sure if my son was paying attention, he'd be picking out that car for sure, but a little rough around the edges right now. That car, well, it looks a little sour right now, and I'm sure the driver's not exactly feeling too happy either, and maybe needing an early pit stop as a 24 gets shoved up the track as well, getting a little racy here on lap number 12.
Yeah, this is the middle of the field too, so like the front three taking advantage, starting to pull away just a little bit. So Radman, Bliss, and Deason kind of checking out just a little bit, just to by a second. Still kind of almost under that draft range, but this middle pack needs to get things together and square things away, or those front three will pull away all by themselves as long as they're tucked in with one another. But it does look like that Sour Patch machine is going to come down in the pit lane with that little bit of damage. So a tough break for the number 40. I think.
Yeah, Nicholas Coruscant,
Nicholas.
A rough start here, and he's kind of screwed. There's no other way to put it. If he stays out there on the track, I mean, he's just going to keep falling further and further behind. He would have loved to have some kind of help, somebody else coming into the pits with him, because now he's going to come back out there with a fresh car. These drivers have 10 fast repairs that they can use, so he'll be nice and fresh and clean coming back out on the track. But with no draft, he's still going to keep losing time. So he's going to need maybe a yellow to catch back up. Still plenty early, obviously, in this race. Only completing lap number 13 right now, as we got new leader out front, Liam Brotherton, getting pushed up there by Steven Sharik, and doing a great job as they flew past the field, and the 10 is now your leader.
And just like that, I mean, things could change. It's always been like that with these cars. I just remember being in them and being just how well they stuck to the road, how well they drafted, and I think the biggest thing is just making sure you get kind of zoned in to pushing somebody, and you want to make sure you tuck that front nose out, get that little bit of air, cool that engine down. So next thing you know, you're using a fast repair to bring it down in the pits to repair that motor. So like you said, they have the opportunity to get their vehicles repaired pretty quickly here tonight. Unfortunate there for Nicholas Coruscant that he had to come in and use one to get his car fixed. So he's out there. He'll be under pressure here shortly as he is working his way down the backstretch. Obviously, this pack here The front pack here is working their way out of turn number 2. So it's definitely going to be interesting when they catch that number 40. Now, Carl, as we've seen in the past with other leagues and stuff that we broadcast, we have seen where they've come up on the lap car, and it's like everybody forgot how to race, and next thing you know, a big one's happening.
Yeah, because I mean, if you hop into one of these cars, you hop into, say, like the 20, they're third in line, you could see that it's hard to see. I mean, regardless if it's a clear spoiler or not, it's hard to see that next car up in front of you. What's in front of them. I mean, you're basically driving, looking at that driver's back bumper, and that's all you got to kind of rely on, and in hopes that everything kind of works out in front of them. I mean, there's really not much you can do other than that. And if there's a lap car that's all of a sudden really slow in the corner and you don't see it, the guy in front of you can move up, and then you're dead meat. You got nowhere to go. So it can happen very quickly here, and that's where communication comes into play a lot. And it's, if you have a good group of guys, good league, whatever it may be, communication is key. And I know they can't do it in real life. Drivers can't talk to other drivers on the radio, but you can in iRacing, you can in Discord. Just have a little conversation. Talk to everybody else, just to keep everyone safe out there when it comes to whether you are the lap car, whether you're coming up on the lap car. A little bit of communication goes a long way.
Yeah, the communication should be starting now for the 40, looking like he's going to choose to stay to the high side, a risky move, but it is doable. They're going to go ahead and they're going to need to follow in, and we'll see if the 40 can catch on. And maybe a little block there, trying to take that momentum away from the 3 car on track there. But it looks like the 40 is going to be able to snag that draft and get brought in with everybody, because he does have a clean, obviously he's got a clean car. But it looked like, who's that behind him? I think Paul Bliss looked like he was going to pick him up. So now is just depends on what the Nicholas would like to do. I mean, he can go out front and be on the lead lap car.
He could. It's certainly an option. I mean, right now he's sitting in the lucky dog spot. If a caution were to come out, I mean, it's been some close racing and some racing like that right there that could certainly quickly bring out a caution. But these cars, maybe kind of legacied right now, maybe the older versions, but I mean, I'll be damned if they're not handling pretty well out here. You're seeing some crazy moves by some of these drivers. You're seeing some, rough around the edges bumping, and somehow they're able to collect up the cars. Like even right here, the 10 getting in behind the 40, but not exactly hitting them square. You do that in any kind of other car, the next gen, the Xfinity cars, it's not going to end too well, as I got very close there between the 3 and the 14.
Yeah, very close there, but able to bobble it around here as these drivers jockey for position right now. Obviously the 40 of Nicholas in the midst of the lead pack here, trying to maybe make his way to the front. I mean, if I knew the 40 was coming up, I don't know how many laps they can do. I didn't ask. I forgot to ask Matt how full they're filling the gas tanks tonight. But I would let that 40 up front. He's got a full tank of gas, and he's ready to go. I mean, I need to draft and save fuel, so let me get that 40 out front and let me save some fuel. Bobbling around.
You see, I don't think anybody is content with any position that they're in right now, as we got yet another leader here at front. Thomas Murphy now at the front of the field, and still bobbling around here, but still keeping it green. Keeping it, this is what I like to see here as we complete 20 laps now here, as a quarter of the race is already done, and still haven't seen our first official round of pit stops. Obviously, Nicholas Carell in the 40 coming in to get that damage repaired, but the rest of the field still out there. Thomas Murphy, Steven Sharik, Milad Radman, Liam Brotherton, Chase St. Clair for your top 5. We got Matt Deason, Paul Bliss, Michael Armstrong, James Molyneux, and Brandon Christensen for your top 10. But we do have our first caution of the race.
Oh, it's Matt.
And it is, looks like our fearless leader getting caught there. Gets turned sideways by the 3 on the track. Still trying to figure out who is actually what number there. Tries to collect it, but it's kind of tough when you're in the middle of those corners and kind of going up and down on the apron and up on the track. You see the flaps coming up on that 89 to try and slow it down and keep it from going up and over. But it is going to bring out our first caution here of the race, and I'm sure Nicholas Coruscant does not mind that at all, as he should be able to get the lucky dog and get back onto the lead lap. And we'll get our first round of pit stops here under caution.
Yeah, I'm sure some of those drivers are kind of waiting for it to happen. Obviously, very tiny mistake here by a few of the drivers, and resulted in the 89 going around. So, but good hard racing so far. We're 20.
It's a hard racing on the apron there. The 10 into the 3 on the apron, and there's like a little payback here up on the track.
Yeah, might be a couple words being said, who knows, but just kind of trading paint just a little bit, literally on the track. But, you know, competitors are competitors, and then, you know, everybody out here wants to do the best they can, and everybody would like the opportunity to win. So it definitely gets a little tricky. You know, when cars are out there trying to, you know, get by and whatnot, but good. All these cars going down to the pit stop. I'm just trying to decipher what's going on here before the 10.
It looks like just about everybody blowing through their pit stops one way or another, sliding too far, stopping a little bit too short. And it looks like our man Matt Deason, maybe the one that was involved in this, the only one getting in his pit stall correctly here. But all these drivers, again, do have 10 fast repairs that they can use for the race. And this is a bit of a head scratcher here. Jeff Moore electing not to come into the pits. It's not exactly the position you want to be at a track like Daytona, unless he is, I mean, almost absolutely certain there's going to be another caution coming up here pretty soon. Maybe he just wanted to stay out there one more lap, and now he's going to come in and wanted to avoid any kind of hassle in pit road. But this is it's a bold strategy, Cotton. I'm not sure if it's going to pay off for him.
It is a bold strategy. I mean, yeah, I'm up here kind of scratching my head. But the 7 gets out front there. Jeff Moore, trying to shake things up here just a little bit as we are making laps around the Daytona International Speedway. As Jeff Moore, Thomas Murphy, Stephen Sharik, Michael Armstrong, and Chase St. Clair for your top 10, and then Liam Brotherton, Roy Cunningham, Brandon Christensen, James Ballina, and Marco Evans for your top 10.
So we are, again, a little past a quarter of the way through this race, so still plenty of racing left to go. Looks like Matt Deason back into the pits. Not sure what the case is here, and maybe we'll try and see if we can pull him in and see if there's anything going on here. We'll bring him in the waiting room before we pull him in to see what's going on, but we'll bring in the driver of the 89 here, and Matt, just wanted to check in with you. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
We got any kind of issues there on the 89? We see you back in the pits. I figured you took your fast repair that first time in there, but we see you back in there.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I was just messing with some settings here with the car. I got the radios are way too loud. I can't hear everybody talking to me at one time, so I had to fix the radio volume. But no, we're good. We were just trying to put a show on there, and I decided to be a show off and take a lane that wasn't available.
Well, we've seen that from about 16 different drivers out there tonight, and there's only 15 in the field, so you're not the only one. Trust me, it's been hot and heavy out there. But how's it feel running the Gen 6 cars back out here again?
They're a lot of fun. I was just telling them I haven't ran this car in a while, and geez, you can push with this car. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we've seen you guys not exactly pushing square all the time, and any other car you'd be getting upset pretty quickly. But it took quite a bit here to get you finally turned around. But head back up to the field here. We'll get you back going there, and wish you luck. But it looks like you guys are having plenty of fun out there.
Oh yeah, thanks.
That is the driver of the 89, Matt Dayson, as we're going to get this thing back going. And Jimmy, Jeff Moore, apparently does not have the broadcast on in his ears. He is not listening to us. I'm not sure what the plan is here for the 7. I mean, I don't know if these guys are running full fuel or not, but I mean, this is, again, it's a bold strategy to stay out here. Mainly because, again, just like we had with Nicholas Coruscant, you come in here by yourself, you're sitting duck, and you're dead in the water, and you got nobody to come in there, nobody to draft with as you come back out here, and that's what he's not going to have. Everybody pitting here on lap 22 except for him, but he's got the best view in the house. He gets to watch Barney waving that green flag here as we get back under racing at Daytona.
I mean, you get up front to get yourself some camera time here on CRN, and get to show them that you're trying to do the best you can. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. A little bit of self-preservation up front. Usually if incidents happen, they are middle of the pack or towards the end. So, but definitely getting squirrely. Oh, Jeep and creepers. Oh my beer.
We're going to have to put a heart monitor on Jimmy before this race is over just to make sure everything is okay. But yeah, some crazy moves there, and these cars are bouncing off the walls, bouncing off each other, but keeping it pretty straight. These cars are really handling these bounces back and forth a lot better than just about any other car on this service. It's pretty crazy what we're seeing out here. But either way, I want to thank everyone out there again for tuning in here tonight to CRN for coverage of the race here tonight, and trying to get the name of the race here as completely mistake. There it is. It's the For the Kids 200 here at Daytona, and again, thanks to the sponsors above the Yellow Line Media, and obviously sponsoring or not sponsoring, but benefiting the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation here once again. And if you want to check out and donate to the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation, as we should be having a caution. There it is. Took a little bit before the caution came out here, but it's going to involve 7. So maybe he knew a caution was going to come out. I don't think he wanted himself to be the caution, but we'll take a look and see what exactly brought this one out.
I'm trying to go back and see if SDK has done me the favor. He's already sideways, of course. We'll just slow her down. We got the power of rewind.
It looks like maybe the 89 here of Decent involved in this one as well. Looks like heading into the corner. Not sure if it was necessarily bump draft going on. It looks like the 7 maybe just slides up into the 20. The 20 is already into the wall, so there's nowhere he can go. And then just gets hooked right across the front, does the 7. So that's going to bring us under another caution here. It's going to allow that 7 to come into the pits, and I'm sure he's going to want to come into the pits this time, just to at least get repairs, and he'll be back on strategy with everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was thinking twice about his decisions after he's seen everybody go in. You're like, how sometimes when you get in the car and you're driving, and maybe your wife's over your shoulder and she's asking you a question, and you're like, you're just like, yeah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, whoops, I missed the pit stop. So you never know what's going on with a 7, but definitely missed the pits there on that last one. Got involved in the incident. So at least they were able to come in, get back, get a fresh pit stop. So now they're able to stay out just a little bit longer. But it looks like they're going to come back in again here and follow in some of the leaders and really top the fuel off on that thing. And I don't know, maybe getting close to the halfway mark. Like I said, I'm not quite sure the fuel amount that they're able to put in the cars here tonight. I didn't get that info or look. I don't know if it would be on our information page.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on the information page
either.
Yeah, So we're kind of at the whim of how these drivers are going to take it here tonight. But I don't know about wives never buggy in the car. They're never passenger princesses. That's not an actual term or anything like that. I mean, Jimmy, we got Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, so let's turn around the other way and we'll say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And certainly, I'm sure we got maybe yours, maybe mine, watching in the broadcast and. We'll just keep it at that. We'll just keep it at that. But either way, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there for this weekend. As hopefully it's a nice weekend wherever you are, and certainly thanks to all the mothers out there. But we are again under second caution here tonight, and it is on lap number 28 currently right now. So still not even halfway through this race. Still got plenty of time to make some moves.
Oh yeah, plenty of races still remaining here. Rose is only 28 laps down. I mean, or in the books so far. So, you still got 53 laps currently remaining until they cross that line and to make it 52. So, we'll get which we're not even too wide yet. So, lights are on.
Now lights still on, so should we get the one to go this time by?
Yeah, and these caution laps are about 2 minutes. So it definitely takes a little while, longer per lap when you're under caution, and this can really stretch things out. And this is, this is the only downfall I think to a lot of the super speedways. I think the drivers don't mind the close racing and even the occasional wreck, but these cautions, once you get them rolling. Like I said, it's about 2 minutes to get around here. Yep, 2 minutes and 7 seconds was their last lap. So, it takes quite a while to get around here. Instead of that 43 seconds.
We're gonna get this thing back underway, and on the front row, it is gonna be the 14 on your screen, but the 83 on the time and scoring tower. That is Steven Sharik in second place there. Gonna pull into the outside right now. The black number 3 is Jay St. Clair, number 5 on the timing and scoring. Then you got the 8 of Brandon Christensen in third. Matt Thiessen in the 89 on the outside in fourth. And Jimmy, I think for this restart, why don't we go ahead and get everyone out there in Sierra Nation, everybody out there watching here tonight, a little something we call Love to Hear It, as we let these Gen 6 cars kind of roar on this restart, as head down the backstretch, and then we'll turn them full throttle once they come around here and get the green flag.
Sounds like a plan. Let's turn her up. Short-lived sights and sounds here at Daytona as another caution breaks out. Another Matt Decent involved. We'll go back and double check to see what happened on that one here. We'll slow her down just a little bit, but you can see everybody getting close to the wall, kind of shimmying around just a little bit. But it looks like oh, yep, the
85 right hooks the 14 there into the 3. Decent nowhere to go on this one as he's going to get involved again, and this is a bit of a hard impact into the inside wall for the 89. Looks like everybody else up there on the track survived, so just 3 cars involved in this one down on the inside. Actually, 4 cars there, with Decent taking the brunt of it onto that inside wall in the 89. Going to bring us under another caution. You see, and that's supposed to be able to see inside the trunk there and see the fuel cell. So
too much fuel.
Not sure if the 89 is going to be able to make that thing back to pit lane or if he's going to have to tow. It looks like, yeah, somehow he's driving that thing. It doesn't look like it's driving exactly straight, but he will limp that thing back to pit lane.
I mean, he's gonna have to, call that crew up there in the down there in the garage and tell them to get all the extra pieces together quickly, because they don't have much time to make changes down in the pits. You could tell last time it took a little while to get things kind of figured out, but. Yeah, the driver's coming down here. It doesn't surprise me coming down here on lap 33. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how many laps they can do. If they're in the range of 50 or close to 50, maybe this is the play. Maybe this is the last time that we see any of these drivers come down here, as we are on lap 34 of 80. And right now, just the list of drivers up front is Brotherton, Murphy, Christensen, Armstrong, Malino. Somewhere in the top 5, then Kenning, Moore, Carousel, Cunningham, and Shriek for your top 10.
So 3rd caution here tonight, and we're going to get close to the halfway point at this point. And again, want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Siren has to offer, and it also gets gets the race here out there in the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully get some more eyes on it. Maybe get some more help again for the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation. And again, thanks to them for everything that they do to help out all the kids in need. But we're going to get this thing back underway here at the completion of lap number 34. So getting close to that halfway point, but still plenty of racing left to go. Still plenty of fast repairs left for these drivers as well, I'm sure. Again, starting with 10 here tonight. As long as you're not using one every 8 laps, you should be good to go. And if you're using one every 8 laps, you may want to park it.
I mean, you brought them with you. You got 8 cars in the hauler. I mean, can use them up, but if you use them up too quick, you won't have any for the rest of the race. So here we are on lap 34, double file coming out of turn 4, getting ready for Barney to drop that flag. We'll go ahead and matter of fact, we'll start there. Barney, as you can see, he's holding the flag. I'll pull down the tower so you can actually see him. They're in the Geico restart zone, and the green flags are flying, and Liam is going to move early to the front. Out front to 10, take into the track, and we're going to take the lead here with Thomas Murphy following. So trying to just find a friend for the evening and trying to make something work between the 2 or 3 drivers, and to see what happens. But you've seen that the top 2 drivers start to pull away just a little bit, but that draft is strong here with these cars. Not who is that? It should be 20. Yeah, the 20 and Michael Armstrong. I just be able to pull right up to the 24. But
what a move there to the middle, and that's not going to work out. Ultimately, the 3 tries to shoot the gap, and we could see plenty of drivers getting pit road penalties here for unsafe entry. We got some parts laying up on the track as well. It's going to bring us under another caution as the 3, not sure which number 3 on the timing and scoring tower that was, but it was the Wrangler number 3 shot the gap there, and I think whether he made contact there with Brandon Christensen or not, it at the very least spooked him a little bit down onto the apron, got loose, and up into all of the oncoming traffic, and gonna bring us under another caution here at Daytona.
Caution's applied here at Daytona. I'll go back here, slow things down, and you can see the 20 kind of starting things off here, and go ahead and rewind it just a little bit. But you see the right there in the middle there, trying to make it 3 wide, but just a bad push, I think.
Yeah, by the 94 there,
94,
coming out of the corner, and as the 8 came back up onto the track, there's nowhere for the 94 to go, and I just started the little melee here. Looks like the 20 and the 85 getting the worst of this one. The 7 thought he was gonna make it through there, and then just absolutely gets a shot in the side from the 8, and he comes in there pretty hard into the 3, and both of them taking plenty of damage here as well. So another rough one, and definitely going to be some more fast repairs getting used here as the fast repairs starting to check up here a little bit.
Yeah, so these drivers have a fair amount of fast repairs. I think Carl said
10.
Dead?
Yep.
So that means every 8 laps. And at this rate, they'll be using them up. But I'm sure most drivers don't want that. And it's just a bobble. But the one thing you got to pay attention when the draft here, Carl, is it is so strong, and it can really get your position, but you have to use it to your advantage. You can't just be out there all the time and making the wind blow. So we'll see how these drivers continue their adventure here at Daytona. But we do have somebody coming down the pits. We have actually a few people still down the pits are coming in the pits. So things winding up here. They're going to go back to 2 wide and get this thing restarted once again.
Yeah, and I think what maybe will catch some of these drivers off is it's not just the massive amount of draft that these cars are getting from behind each other, but it's the side draft as well. The side draft is so big with these cars, and so big with just about any cars when you get onto these plate track races, and that's where you see the 3 when he got to the middle there. It's almost like he was going fast to begin with from the draft, and then just a completely another level once he got to that middle and got basically a double side draft from the car on the outside and on the inside. But again, we're going to complete lap number 38 this time, so still a couple laps until we get to that halfway mark. But it is Thomas Murphy, Matt Deason, Chase St. Clair, Brandon Christensen, and Nicholas Carousel for your top 5. Then James Molyneux, Marco Evans, Liam Brotherton, Roy Cunningham Aller, and Michael Armstrong for your top 10.
I'm seeing a car in the back of the field, no front end. I don't either. He has his automatic fast repairs turned off, or that pit crew needs to be fired.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is the 7. So he's made some strange calls earlier here tonight. Maybe deciding to save his fast repairs for later on the race. Maybe he thinks that you have to pay per fast repair, but that's not the case. Actually, sorry, that is not the 7. The 7 is actually still in pit lane. So maybe kind of another situation there where he still should be fired, but he may have had to tow back into pit lane as we got a couple more cars trying to catch the pack. That is actually the 20 of Michael Armstrong that did not have a front end on the car, but we're gonna get this thing back under green this time by one way or another. Lights are on the front of the pace car, but they're off on the top. We're getting ready to see another green flag here just about at the halfway here tonight, and the green flag is waving.
Green flag in the air, and the 3 or the 24 on the track getting on the loud pedal, taking her down into turn number 1, looking to lead this thing again, getting a nice push there by Chase St. Clair and the 3 car on track 5 in the tower, and then the 40 there of the Sour Patch Kid machine, just kind of making his way back up to the front there. So Nicholas Purcell definitely shown that he likes running these things and looking to get up to the front again.
Yeah, looking pretty good, and certainly got that thing looking a little bit better, a little bit more on the sweet side, and got rid of the sour stuff on the front end of that car. and got it back up to the front here. But I'll tell you what, I'm not sure if I'd want to be the 3 or anybody else following that 20 right now. I can't imagine he's exactly going to pace right now. I feel like it's probably a little bit slower than he wants to, but it is it's still kind of hanging in there. I maybe it's a glitch from iRacing. Maybe the draft is that much that you can actually stay with the pack like this. It's pretty amazing seeing what that 20 is doing right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to want to at least just stay behind people for now. Hopefully he knows that the front bumper's gone. Maybe he's got a teammate out there. Or maybe he's listening to the broadcast here at CRN. But you got no front end, dude.
I mean, I feel like if, at least in real life, if he stepped out of line here, that hood would just get ripped right off the front end of that car. I mean, there's nothing stopping the air from just going right up underneath that hood. But again, it's working, and we've seen crazier things happen here on iRacing. I don't know why I try and guess and try and predict things ever, because I feel like most of the time I'm not right. Most of the time I'm so far off, but this right here definitely doesn't make sense to me, but doing a great job of hanging in there, and gonna need a caution to get the fast repair done here. And for the time being, he's got to stay behind these guys as we're 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, and you see earlier in the race, they were kind of all they're in a couple of different packs now, all running the same the same pack here together, and just trying to go 3 wide here up front still. So still a little too aggressive for my blood to be this early on to make any kind of moves. Obviously, you think you'd want to be down into somewhere in the 20-ish lap range, and start to make things happen here. And it's nobody goes far with these cars at all, unless people kind of settle down and take advantage of just having a partner. And sometimes P2 is just ready for P2. That's what he accepts. So like, hey, I've got to go out here and I'll get my P2. So we'll see what these guys do here tonight and finish up. But right now, Liam out front over Nicholas Carousel and Thomas Murphy. James Malino up there in P number 4 with Marco Evans in the top 5.
Yeah, and it's a long way until we get to what we like to consider the go time here. I mean, really at these plate tracks, at these tracks like Daytona, you're not really looking to go until maybe the last lap. I mean, you can make drafting and make passes so easy here, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it on display here quite a bit, back and forth. So you don't want to kind of tip your hands, show your stuff too early. But I think this is the first time we're seeing quite a bit of a conga line here, just staying straight in line. And I think that's what these drivers just need to do here. Just settle down here for a little bit, run a good 10, 15 laps. It's hard to do when you're out there as a driver. It's hard to be one of those guys kind of sitting middle of the pack in line, or towards the back of the pack. But sometimes it's what you have to do. Is it looks like they're going to pick up the 7 here of Jeff Moore, and hopefully he's got a all repaired car now. It looks like it's good to go, and I'm sure he had a tow back to pit lane, which is what took him so long to get back to the field here. But field's going to pick him up, and just going to need a caution or 2 to get him back up in the mix.
Yeah, that's just the way that kind of stuff happens here at Daytona. You just gotta hopefully be able to stay out of trouble and wait for those cautions to come so you can take your way around. But you'll see as we got plenty of laps remaining. We're just over the halfway mark. We're on lap 45 at 80, and James Malino is now out front.
I think we've seen that just about everybody up front at some point or another here in this race. And again, just it's cool to see these older versions of the NASCAR out here and running as in control as they are. I mean, we've seen some crazy bumps to the side, to the back, and these drivers being able to save them out there. So great driving by the drivers, as right on cue. You see a little bit more right there.
76 really got in the back of the 94, so I don't know if the 94 James Malino just kind of checked up just a little bit, but definitely sent that car a little bit sideways going through some of those turns. So battling continues out here on lap 46.
We got plenty of racing left to go as Decent gets a little bit bobbly behind the 24, which is actually the 55 in the time and scoring there. That's Roy Cunningham Aller as actually, correction, that is the 3 of Thomas Murphy. As again, we're still trying to figure out which 3 is what and who is actually where, but we are 3 wide in the back. It took a lap or 2, Jimmy, but they're already getting restless.
How many cars did you say were wide?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what number 3 is.
As a 3 shooting the gap there here once again, as that is my lad Radman going to the front, getting pushed by the other 3, and the 10 of Liam Brotherton all going to the front here. The 40 of Nicholas Corcel up there as well. A little bit of 4-car breakaway for about a turn, and everybody else will join them here once again. As you see the speed that these drivers are doing, it's pretty amazing. Top speed here for the night so far was a 206 by James Molyneux. But, I mean, even right now, heading into the corner, 200 miles an hour.
That's crazy fast.
Very close there. Corcel making some bold moves. And somehow,
What was that?
we keep it going here.
24. It's actually the actual 3 of Thomas Murphy giving us a little bit of excitement as he looks like he tagged the wall and headed down to the infield, missing everybody.
Yeah, somehow everybody survives in that one other than the 24/3 there. But we're going to keep it green as we are on lap number 49 now. Starting to tick the laps away, and the laps here, they kind of go quick when you're not paying attention. And while you're green flag racing, as the 89 and Decent goes from the top to the bottom, and we've seen that from a few of these drivers here tonight, making some bold moves from one line to another. And they're working out nicely here as Brotherton going to slide up in front of him, and he's going to go now to the lead. But again, I think we've seen everybody lead at least a lap here tonight. Moore is the only one not on the lead lap. He's 3 laps down right now. Going to need some major help caution-wise as we're 3 wide for the lead again. And that's not going to work out too well. Looks like the 89 into the wall. The 7 down through the grass. 89 looks like it's got some major damage on that front end right now. And maybe even a tire down. I see that thing really pushing. Yeah, that tire is hurting on the front right. But no caution as we see it right now. Radman, St. Clair, Corcel, Brotherton, and Evans for your top 5.
Yeah, Decent's going to bring that thing down. Front right it just looks absolutely destroyed. So tough break for the 89 as he was running up front. Now he's going to have to rely on the good old caution to catch back up.
Lap number 50 here of 80. So we're going to have 30 laps to go here at the line. Bit of a breakaway now as we've got 5 cars here at the front that have stepped away by about 4 seconds over the 94 of James Molyneux and the 55 of Cunningham Aller. And then another 3 seconds back to Thomas Murphy. You see the field really kind of spreading out. You see him by the little Skittles there on your track map up in the top right corner. The top 5 really spreading out. You see these 2 right here being the 3 and the 83 on your time and scoring, trying to get together, trying to run nose to tail and reel in the next set of cars to try and catch back up to the front of this field. The 89 looks like coming back out of the pits right now. Not going to be able to catch that first pack, but he's got a couple different packs he can kind of choose from to get back into the draft. And looks like we will have a caution. Big impact here at the front of the field.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
And there was a lot of parts flying off those cars.
Of course, the sign's in my way. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just slow this down, see if we can rewind to catch everything that happened here with the 40. Just looks like some contact between the 40.
It looks like the 40 and the 3 get, and maybe a little bit of net code shooting the 3 up in the air across the front of the 40. The 40 does a little bit of lawn mowing on the front stretch here, but really it's when he slides back up onto the track that ends up being very bad for everybody else. You see there the 3 getting shot straight up the track. That is, I believe that's Steven Sharik. Oh, no, that's Chase St. Clair up in the top there. But it's when the 40 of course comes to a stop just out of the tri-oval, and not sure if drivers didn't see that he was stopped there or what the case was. But
you see him pass on the pit lane there and trying to get her load up, but she's locked up and still sliding.
Yeah, the 94 James Molyneux just squeaking behind that high side, but then really nowhere to go for the 55. Hard impact. The 7 gets involved as well, but the 40 goes for quite a ride on this one, and then the 14 comes in and finishes off the front end as well and just explodes the front. You see the shrapnel going all over the place after that one, and definitely going to see some drivers needing a fast repair in the infield care center after that one, let alone for their cars.
A lot of drivers, almost about all of them coming down to come in the pits for, I don't know if it's going to be their last, or maybe they'll get a wand or a wand, something magic so they can go the rest of the way. But got the 47 laps here at Daytona, and that's still a good amount of time. Obviously, a little over 2.5 miles a lap, so it's going to be, or close to 2.5 miles. So it's going to be a fun one here as we wind down.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, right. I wanted to say wind down.
Yeah, still got plenty of racing here to go, and again, want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. And also, again, if you're looking to help out and donate to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, you can just go ahead and type that in, NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation donate, and it'll give you a donate line that you can call. It'll give you different options online that you can do, and fill out the application to request a contribution. Or put in a contribution, but it is again, it's for a great cause that helps out the kids, and anytime we can get involved in anything that helps out the kids, obviously, Jimmy, you have a litter of them. I got 2 myself, so obviously, kids are close to our hearts, and the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation is a nonprofit organization whose mission includes providing students most in need pre-K through 12th grade with scholarships that allow them access to learning opportunities that harness the NASCAR's long-standing tradition of winning through innovation. But we are getting ready to go back to green flag racing here, and a little bit of a jumbled restart here, but we are back to green flag racing. 26 laps left on this one. Not sure if anybody really wanted to get going to that one.
It was like, you take it, no, you take it, no, you take it, no, you take it. So now they're all going down into turn 1. They're all up on in each other's bumpers, trying to get to the front. James Molyneux maybe going to try to use that momentum. Ooh, what a wicked bump there up to the 13 on the screen. Obviously, it is the 13, but it's Nicholas McKinnon. So the 94 kind of backing off. Probably thought he hit him too hard, and it looked like a front from here, but what a shot. Gave it a 13, a good push there to put him out to the lead. But we're going to go back towards the back here. As you see a little bit 3 wide is the 55 of Roy Cunningham to the top side, trying to hold on to it there. But he's going to have to let up just a little bit as he got really loose and had to slide behind the whole pack. So tough break there here at this point in time for Roy, but it is not over by any means. So just looking forward to seeing who can actually survive. As you can see, doesn't matter where you're at. If I'm on the 85, Zach switched over here to 85 to pump this. Oh, there's an incident.
We got another one, and this one is going to be a pretty big one here, involving a lot of the field. And there is the yellow. Took a little bit, but yellow flag now is out. And we'll take a look to see what brought this one out. I seen the 94 going to get turned in the front of the field, and out right there, 13 was already down on the apron, so might have been another bump draft gone wrong here. And indeed, a little bump in the middle of the corner. And that's one thing that these cars don't seem to want to take, is those bump drafts in the middle of the corner. She got the 13 down onto the apron, up into the 10, the 76 involved, the 3, the 7, which just cannot get a break right now. The 20 just getting involved in that one, but man, that ended up being a big shunt there for the 20, shooting them up in the air. But the 10 and the 13 end up facing the wrong way as the 7 comes back up on the track, cleans out the 8 here a little bit. Just about everybody involved in this one.
I think all but like 2 cars. Excuse me. All but about 2 or 3 cars. Their car layers are scattered all over the place. So now hopefully they can get back to the pit lanes to take any repairs that they had. You know, racing hard here with a few laps to go. We're still over 20. By the time we get things rolling around, we'll be down at the 20-minute marker. So we'll be looking to finish up here tonight and see who's going to come out the victorious winner.
Yeah, still got plenty of time on this one. Want to send a shout out again to our other sponsor here in the race sponsor, ATYL Media. As again, if you're looking for your one-stop shop for all things motorsports, head on over to ATYL Media, where they're making motorsports media your way from above the line. Yellow Lines, Taylor Kitchen, and her team, ATYL Media, brings you the latest from NASCAR, F1, IndyCar, and so much more. Follow ATYL Media on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all your motorsports news. ATYL Media, motorsports media your way. Looks like the pace car lights are still on here, so we'll be 2 laps till we get to the green flag here. Once again, it'll be 21 laps to go when we get the green flag. So, I mean, it's been a little bit of what we typically expect here at the super speedways. It's been maybe a little bit racier than we typically see. But we've seen some bump drafting gone wrong. We've seen some really close battling. We've seen some absolutely crazy daredevil moves as well. Some of them stuck, some of them not so much. But either way, it's been one heck of a race so far, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good race. Obviously, it's for a good cause, and you know, maybe some drivers out there maybe just testing the waters and seeing what these cars can actually do. I mean, they do have a little bit of time for some recovery, as long as it's, you know, I mean, obviously there's so many fast repairs out there tonight for each driver, and you know, and that's just so that they can, you know, do things like this, and everybody can still participate, because you know, when a big one happens, especially here at Daytona, if you only got one fast repair, you know, that's only one mistake. You know, and obviously tonight, you know, being able to have all the different drivers out there that maybe some of them or most of them have never raced around each other as well. So I think they're doing a pretty good job here tonight to trying to do a little bit of something, and maybe just playing around here a little bit to the 85 and the 85, 89, 10, just playing around prior to the race. So just drivers are having fun. I think, you know, whether they like being on their caution or not, mostly not, you know, they're making the best of it, and, you know, keeping the chatter going.
Well, Jimmy, I think it's about time we listen to these drivers get back going here under green flag, as we turn it over to another little bit of love to hear it.
Sights and sounds here at Daytona as we cross the line for 15 laps to go. The drivers are jockeying for position. They're bumping, they're pushing, they're banging, they're clanging, they're, you name it, Carl. Things have changed from lap to lap between a lot of the positions. Right now, it is Radman up front with Murphy in second, Brotherton in third, Evans in fourth, and Bliss for your top five. But that could change at a moment's notice.
Yeah, and it will, as they're starting to double up here again, pushing the pusher. Not a good move there, not a good look, but somehow they survived that one. Now 4 wide.
Oh, down on
That's
the apron.
not gonna work out too well. The 85 is gonna back out of that one. Deason gets shoved up into the wall here once again, and looks like, not sure if that motor blew or not. I see a lot of smoke coming out of the back of that thing. That might be a blown motor for the 89 of Deason.
Definitely hung up on the wall right there, so.
Looks like it's still, no, it's just picking up speed, so it's not a blown motor, but that is, yeah, that's not what he wants to have happen here. But you take it back up here to the front of the pack, and it is Brotherton in the lead, Murphy, Sharik, Radman, and Bliss for your top five, as we got 13 more laps to go here at Daytona.
There's 13 more laps up there in the Goodyear blimp, looking around, checking out the overview here of the front drivers and just seeing how close they're getting, you know, kind of from overhead, and just it's sometimes easier to see maybe who's at fault or if a net goes in play. But here you have the top 7 drivers doing their thing, and back just a little bit all by himself, and then back to the 76. Back
Looks like the 89 maybe stuck at pit entry. We're gonna have another yellow flag here, and the 89 had to tow back to pit lane, so we'll have another caution here late in the race. It's going to be under 10 laps to go when we get this thing back under green. See what might have happened to bring this one out.
This is the incident.
Already under yellow at that point right there, so everybody checking up.
Yeah.
I did see the 89 stopped. Yeah, it looks like the 89 stopped. Not sure if he was trying to get down into pit lane and maybe couldn't.
Stop. I wanted to go in his cockpit and see if I could check his see where's it at? Oh, so many cameras. Cockpit, come on. Cockpit, there, yeah. And you see the red tape at the bottom of your screen there. You can see if he's trying to get off that wall. Here, I'll go ahead and just hit play. I think this thing turned on. And if not, he's not moving it.
Oh, he's got so many cars coming up on his inside. And I think he was trying to get to pit lane, and then the caution ended up coming out right there. Or maybe a little bit too slow on the track.
Yeah, the car won't turn.
Yeah, absolutely won't turn for him. So parks on the track, tows back to pit lane. And it's going to bring us under another caution here as we get you back live, and we're going to see how this thing ends up playing out, as we've got a few of the drivers down into pit lane. Liam Brotherton is going to be your leader. Looks like he is going to stay out. Murphy, Radman, Bliss, Sharik for your top 5. But who you got out there? Who do you think is going to bring this thing home? Again, it's plate track racing here, and it's one that's seen just about everybody lead a lap at least here tonight. So it's anybody's guess out there, and with what's probably going to be, it looks like maybe 9 laps left once we get this green flag. Could be 9 different leaders before this thing ends up.
Yeah, that's one thing about Daytona or any super speedway, is that the lead can change. I mean, in technicality, and you see them having fun down here going down to the bus up portion of Daytona on the back strips. Yeah, I've seen some people do that. It's kind of funny. But, yeah, so the drivers are out there having a good time, and they're obviously not having a good time. During cautions, especially for super speedways. Extend your race by a large amount of time. So, and that's where some of the time's gone here tonight. But not too bad though. We're already down to 11 laps to go. I believe the pace car lights might come off this time by, so we will see. And if not, we'll go one more. But I think it's going to be out this time by. The drivers will be able to set up for their final run to the finish here, and hopefully they can keep it green the rest of the way. I don't know, Carl. Do you know if they gave them any green-white checker attempts?
Yeah, that I don't know. We'll have to see how this thing ends up playing out here, but it is 10 laps to go right now. It's going to be 9 to go here. Once we get the green flag, it looks like Deason getting one more lap back, and then we'll get him back onto the lead lap here, and should have plenty of time to catch back up to the back of the field. Once again, one final time, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight, and if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Gets you in touch with everything NCRN has to offer, and helps these drivers out here, helps Matt get the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation out there, maybe as well, and maybe even picking up another donation or two just by helping us out here as well. So we'll thank again the NASCAR Hall of Fame Foundation and Matt Deason for letting us put this race on, this benefit race, and also above the Yellow Line and Media for jumping on board, helping sponsor this race as well. As we are down under 10 laps to go, still maybe not go time just yet. Go down on the bus stop time right now for Radman there, but it's gonna be go time for the green flag. We'll see how this thing is going to play out, as there's about 20 different ways that it could still play out yet. We still got 12 cars on the lead lap. Looks like Deason going to rejoin the field, or is he going to fly by? No, he's going to fly by and get back on the lead lap. He's not going to be able to catch the field here unless we go for another yellow flag lap, so we'll see how this thing plays out. But technically now we have 13 cars back onto the lead lap. And it's going to be in control here by Liam Brotherton, as the pace car is indeed off. And we are back to racing here at Daytona. 9 laps remaining.
9 laps remaining here at Daytona. Brotherton taking the chance here, rolling the dice of taking that large step here forward. It's usually a bad move at a super speedway, and you're going to watch here as they come through turns 1 and exit 2. The 10 is slow. The inside's got the momentum. The 14 pushing the 15 should go by. We see the huge run up the middle there by the 40 onto the back of the 94. 94 kind of closed that window of opportunity by the 40, maybe trying to hope to pick them up, but the 40's not going to pick up the 94. Matter of fact, the 40 looked like we wanted to take out the 94 and go down to his inside, so there's some hard battling up front.
Back to the line, we now got 8 laps to go. Radman is your leader, Shriek in second. Then you got Molyneux, St. Clair, and Evans, but again, that could change by the time we get back to the backstretch, let alone next time around, as seeing Shriek peeking out there a little bit. Haven't really had a long enough run to kind of worry about the engines overheating, as these drivers are right up, tucked up against, and if you're one of the pushers out here, you're not getting any air to your front end. As the 40 again sneaking to the middle lane. We've seen that multiple times. It's going to back up the field here a little bit. Brotherton gets a little bit loose, collects it up, as does the 24, but here once again, close racing, and it's going to result in another caution here. That's going to help Deason catch back up to the field, but certainly some more cars getting wrecked there, and it looked like 3 wide and just maybe a little bit too tight of battling.
Yeah, just a little bit too much there by a few of the cars. I'll go here. Already happening here is our wrecking. Mhm. This camera being picky on me tonight here. So just go
It looks
ahead.
like the 40 was in the middle, the 76 a little bit high coming off the corner, the 94 kind of pinching down a little bit as well. So, I mean, really nowhere for the 40 to go. And luckily, he actually kind of sneaks through this one a little bit. The 76 and the 94 definitely do not. 24 into the back of the 10 as well. So a few cars again involved in this one, and we're getting a little bit closer to the end of this thing now, as well as you see the 24 there hard into the side of the 76. But I'll tell you what, the sides of these cars don't hardly ever see like they take any kind of damage. But you look at the front right of the 76 is definitely I don't think that's the way the tire's supposed to be. I mean for Doc Brown that'd be perfect.
And we got liftoff.
We're going, we don't need roads.
We don't need no roads. So Doc Martin out there, Marco Evans got him on board here, so maybe he knows who's going to win this race. So maybe we should pull in Marco and try to get the future reading from him. But
yeah, all depends if Biff stole the program or not. I guess we'll see how this thing plays out. But we're going to have less than 5 laps to go when this thing gets green for the end.
Yeah, 5, because we're down to 6 right now, and obviously drivers coming in now, making sure that their cars are in tip-top shape. More than likely not taking tires or fuel if they have enough fuel and stuff like that. So definitely able to kind of just square things away like nothing ever happened all race. And who can hold on to it. And it's kind of one thing, obviously we know it's for fun. And hopefully they're laughing and joking and because what's going to happen here, and we can almost just call it as it is. This is I want to win, and they want to win, and we're going to push this car as hard as we can, and we're going to try to use every tactic we've seen on a YouTube video. We're going to use every skill that you think you know, and try to walk away a winner here at Daytona. Like they're going to throw the gloves are coming off like here for 5 laps, and I would not be surprised to have another caution fly or a very, 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 very extremely close drag race to the start-finish line on the last lap.
Yeah, this thing is it's going to be 5 laps to go, but it is far from over. That's pretty much the easiest way we can put it right now, as it is going to be Radman at the front, Sharik on the outside, then you're going to have St. Clair and Armstrong on that second row. Third row is going to be Bliss and Kenning, as really talked about Kenning all race long so far, but up there in the top 6 right now. We've got 13 cars on the lead lap. Moore is in the 7, and he is only 1 down now. He was back there a bunch of laps. He is now back up kind of in the mix here. One more caution and get back up there, but for the time being, we are racing again here at Daytona.
There we go here, 5 laps to go as the 15 of Radman is working his way to the inside, followed closely by the 5 of Chase St. Clair, or the Dale Earnhardt car on your screen. 85 cutting down.
New one or the old one?
The old one. Oh, that's cool. My generation Earnhardt car. A big push here by the 20 on the 14. Maybe bad, so you can see the 14 getting a little bit loose there, bobbling around, but that's going to allow the 15 and the 5 to kind of break away, and now the 85 joining them in. So Paul Bliss making up there. You see them jockeying around in the back to the right of your screen. We'll go ahead and see that they are 2 wide, 3 wide. A Sour Patch car trying to put a spin on things back here, and trying to make their way back through the pack to get up forward.
Jimmy, I'm going to take one wild guess here and say the 40 is going to go to the middle to try and work his way up here. I mean, it seems like that's pretty much what he's preferred this entire race so far. And he is going to go to the middle. He's got Deason in the middle in front of him right now. Brotherton pushing from behind. These drivers are falling back a little bit from that front pack. So got to get it cleaned up here and reel them in, as it's definitely bobbling back and forth. The front 5 are in line, actually 6 in line at the front. led by Radman as we got 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go here at Daytona, and it's just all but over here. But 3 laps is still like 6 miles. That's forever. Like
7.5 to be exact. As we head on to the backstretch right now, it is still Radman at the front. The second group trying to get cleaned up. It looks like the 24 they're pushing the 89, and they will catch up to the back of the pack. And I think everybody else is tucked in close enough that we will still have everybody in the same draft here. Back to the line, big impact, and now the 20 gets sent around. Yellow flag in the air, and we will be under our first green-white checkered here. And man, that happened ever so quickly right now, and we'll see how this thing came about.
This looks like the 20 just oops, rewind. Getting the 20, maybe getting a bad push off the 14, Carl.
Yeah, it looked like maybe the 20 had to check up a little bit for the 3, try to make a late move there to the inside, clips the 3. 89 around here again. And this will be our first attempt here. There's going to be 3 green-white checkers here tonight if needed. This will be the first one as a 13, nowhere to go. The 94, nowhere to go. Goes literally inside the 13 there. And going to involve quite a few cars on the back of this field. The 40 just sneaking by on the inside. The 7 could have gotten back on the lead lap. Big impact.
Oh, my goodness. Tough break for some drivers out there. Got some rear bumpers missing now. So I don't know how many times or how many fast repairs that some of these drivers have, but hopefully they had one for their back pocket, or should I say their front bumper.
Yeah, that 20 is, I mean, can we get a rear chase on that 20 right now just to see how that thing, I mean, I know when the, I forget which NASCAR package came out, but they were driving kind of sideways down the straightaways. It looked really funky on the broadcast, but for the 20 here, this is not exactly the way you should be pointing coming into the pits. Pretty sure it's going to wear the tires out. I'm not sure if that's towed in or towed out, but either way, that is off just a little bit.
It's like he's got that new driving system that they have on the electric cars where the wheels turn all at the same time.
Yeah, he's crab walking for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely crab walking here, but yeah, we kind of knew that it was going to get feisty out there, and obviously this wraps up the first green, or brings us to the first green white checker. And you said we have 3, right?
Yep, 3 max here tonight. So we'll see how this thing is going to play out as we'll get you back live, and we'll see who is up there on the lead lap. Looks like we got 13 on the lead lap. The 7 of Moore was involved in this one, so not sure if he's going to be able to get a wave around here or not. He's not going to be officially the lucky dog, so we'll see if he does get the wave around or not, catching back up to the field right now. But it looks like the pace car lights are out. We're not going to mess around here on this. We're going to go back to green flag racing right now. And at the front of the field, it is Bliss and St. Clair going to lead them back to the start-finish line.
Not that, I mean, I always wasn't a huge Earnhardt fan, and as many times as he had trying to win a Daytona race, I don't think I'd run that paint here. He just never had luck. He always a good race car driver, always had good finishes. He had a hard time getting a win here. Can the 5 of St. Clair bring that Earnhardt machine, painted machine down for a victory here at Daytona? Can they make that happen? But they're battling 4 wide. They're fighting for every piece of real estate they can. Smoke in the air. That's
the 94 going around, the 7 hard impact on the outside wall, the 94 involved, the 8 involved. Looks like we're going to stay green as majority of the field out front has gotten away, and this may be a good hard attempt at finishing this thing out right now under green. The 85 Bliss getting pushed by St. Clair coming out of the final corner here into the tri-oval. White flag in the air. The next flag will end this thing. One more lap to go here at Daytona. We still got a good 8 cars here. Actually, close to 10 cars probably inside of the draft as the 14 goes down the apron, trying to collect it. He does collect it. It's going to take him out of the mix of this thing. As some more cars trying to catch up, trying to use this draft, and now the 85 gets turned across down into the infield, and now we got some more racing at the front as the 3 dives to the inside, and that is Radman and Carousel going at it side by side out of the final corner. Still some bumping going on, and now to the outside is the 24, 4-5 wide. The 20 is gonna get this thing done from the outside. What a finish for Armstrong. And Jimmy, I think we gotta maybe hop on board with the 20 and see the seas just part in front of them as they went 4, maybe even 5 wide coming to the line.
Yeah, that was a bit crazy there for the 20, and we'll back it up here, and we'll right on board with him. To see how things happen. You can see right here, he's currently sitting in the 6th position, and we will go ahead and hop in on board with him in the cockpit right here, so you can see his view. And those are at home. Obviously, you can only see their single monitor setup, but we'll take you live here to see how fast everything kind of unfolds. Nothing there, that's blocked, nothing there, just keep going up, out of the way. And just like that, Armstrong goes away the winner, and obviously that's from the cockpit, but we'll go back and we'll even rewatch it again, but this time from an overhead view, maybe from the blimp here, as we can see what happens, and you can see how everybody set it up to 7, already got down in the apron with no chance to finish this thing off here, but obviously battling up front, everybody trying to win. The 40 looking to sneak away here, trying to get by the 15, but the 15 does what they need to do, kind of starts kind of bumping up against that 40, and it's slowing down the momentum of those two, so that allows the 24 and the 3 to catch up. The 3 has nowhere to go, but decides to shoot the middle between the 15 and the 40. The 20 pushes on the 24, it may be a little too much push, which drives the 24.
I'm not even sure you even got into him. I think that 24 just getting him getting sideways, but 4 wide, and the 20 just sneaks by on the outside to make it a 5 wide finish there. What a run there. And if you just zoomed in on the 20, it's like, okay, it's just a nice clean win. And then you look in his rearview mirror and it's just carnage as just about everybody else involved in that one coming across the line. And man, I mean, we're going to have to, I think, use iRacing's official just to make sure we know who actually finished where. But rundown of tonight's finishing order is going to be Michael Armstrong getting the win here tonight. Then you got Thomas Murphy coming home in 2nd. Milad Radman in 3rd. Nicholas Corcel, Chase St. Clair for your top 5. Then Roy Cunningham, Aller, Matt Deason, Steven Shurik, Liam Brotherton, and Marco Evans for your top 10. Nicholas Kenning, James Molyneux, Paul Bliss, Jeff Moore, and Brandon Christensen for your 15-car field here tonight. Jimmy, we've seen some wild finishes on the super speedways. This one definitely ranks up there. This was pretty crazy coming to the line.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's fighting for every single inch of track, and if you can wiggle your nose in there in between 2 virtual cars, you know that nobody's really going to get hurt. It might be their feelings, but you're going to try to walk away and get the best finish possible. And, you know, Armstrong just happened to be in the catbird seat on the outside, looking to make an outside move, but with nothing to be there, so decides to push just a little bit, and maybe the car from just going for a ride and open the doors for him to go from sixth to first in the matter of a football field or two. So congratulations there to Michael Armstrong. Obviously, and the gathering, we'll call them the gathering. They finished pretty much all at the same time. Thomas Murray, Radman, and Carousel, all there within that really close knit grouping to give themselves in that top four. So, but fifth was, like you said, Chase St. Clair, trying to get things done as well. So really good finish. I think overall, I mean, that drivers, I think they looked like they were having fun, obviously taking advantage of the fast repairs. There's always when you're doing a special event or something like this, or for a charity, because the goal is obviously, one, to go have fun, but two, to raise that money for that charity and help out these kids and help the NASCAR Hall of Fame make some kids' dream come true, and allow them to cater to the next generation that could possibly either be driving NASCAR or to just be somebody out there in the audience watching. So I know I would remember if I was a kid, if he took me to the NASCAR Hall of Fame and showed me all those cool cars.
We got our top three here ready for their interviews, and we'll go ahead and start with third place here tonight, and that's going to be the 15 of Milad Radman. And I got to say, as I said to Jimmy, we've seen some crazy finishes at super speedways. This one definitely ranks up there. But I mean, coming to the tri-oval, you're back there. You got two cars in front of you battling. All of a sudden, the seas kind of part there a little bit, and you've seen a little bit of a gap, and you went for it, and it almost paid off.
That was all that. It was a fun race tonight. That's all I was doing. I was putting on a show. I was if I had a run, I was making the move. If I could block, I could block. It was a fun time with all the fast repairs we had, and it was fun. I could just have fun. So even on that final lap, if I wanted to really win and think about it, I should have just stayed behind Nicholas, until turn 4. But let's have fun. So I went there and realized we were going to be a parachute. I knew everyone else was going to come back, and then I think we just slammed doors until we all wrecked, and then we were like 5 wide coming to the line. So I had a great time. I'll bring home the top 3. This car's a lot of fun. So I had fun tonight. That was the main thing. And it's for charity, of course. So had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. It was fun watching you out there. And I mean, I got to ask, at what point did you know that you even finished in third? I mean, when did you know that the actual finishing order? Because you guys were 4 wide, and actually I think it was even 5 wide when the 20 went by on the outside. I mean, at what point did you even realize where you finished?
I think I was looking to the right as I crossed the line, and I saw the 20, and then I think I saw Nicholas like right across me, and then I thought I was like third. I was looking to the right, and the way I was angled coming to the line, I think I had like a direct shot to the finish line. So I think I knew I finished third, and I was like, I'm happy with that, because I could have just stayed on the bottom and been like a good boy and not did anything, but I was like, I'm a parachute. I'm just going to turn right and door Nicholas over and over and see if I could get him to stop. And then the 3 took the gap, and I was like, no. So you're staying with me, my friend. I think it's the 5 in the number list to chase. But and then we got all hung up, and I think the 20 just came around. Did he just come around the outside? He just came around the outside and won the race. So it was a fun finish.
Everything just got a bottlenecked and shot down to the left away from him. So it kind of worked out pretty nicely. But heck of a run out here. And as you mentioned, it's for charity. So you guys were just out here having a blast. And it really seemed like it was like that the whole way. You guys were making some crazy moves out there. And I'll tell you what, these Gen 6s maybe, kind of legacy cars right now, but they can kind of take a beating. And he really kept them pretty straight here tonight.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I haven't been in this car in a long time, and so I had to take the first few laps just to learn it, but I was like, oh, okay. Having the 10 fast repairs really was awesome, because I was just like, okay, I don't have to be worried about making anyone angry. It's all for fun. If I crash, it's fine. So that allowed me to just have fun, and that's why I hope it came across on the broadcast that I'm just going to the front, to the back, to the front, to the back, and just trying stuff out. And so at the end, had a shot to win, and that's all I could ask for. So it was I've done a few races in that next gen car. It's definitely different, and it's a different kind of racing. both are pretty like tanky. Like you can make contact and be okay. So yeah, but I think I prefer this car. I think that was I haven't had a that was I don't know. It just seemed like you could really. I like the way the pushing is because I feel like you can really show your skill off the pushing. If you are a good pusher, like you can go to the front no matter what. If you're not the greatest pusher, like it will show. And so I thought that was really cool. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, there's so many cars where if you don't hit exactly perfectly square, somebody's going around, whether it's the pusher or the guy getting pushed. But here tonight, I mean, you guys were again, you were bumping and banging off each other from the front, from the back, from the side, and it didn't matter a lot of the times. It was a heck of a race to watch for sure. So, congrats on the third place finish here tonight. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do we give a shout out to or thanks to?
I guess, a lot of thanks to, I don't know how many people are watching, but thanks to my subscribers. I wasn't, streaming or, recording a video for today, just having some fun. But thank you to everyone that I've met over iRacing all these years to be able to have these connections and have fun on here when I do hop on. Thank you to you guys, obviously, for hosting and obviously for the Hall of Fame Foundation. This is my first time doing a charity race, so that's definitely very cool. And yeah, it's all for a great cause. So thank you guys for putting this on, and hopefully we could do more in the future.
Absolutely, it was a fun one to watch, and you could see the joy in you guys racing out there. So, congrats again on the finish. We'll let you go celebrate, and hopefully we see you again sometime.
Thank you.
That is your third place finisher here tonight, the 15 of Mellad Radman. Second place here tonight, I'm not sure if we have in the Discord here, so unfortunately we're going to skip Thomas Murphy here for tonight. And Jimmy, we'll go ahead and give you our race winner here tonight. That is going to be the 20 of Michael Armstrong.
Before we get on with Michael, just want to say, if we don't get Thomas in here tonight, just congratulations if you rewatch us back on CRN. We appreciate it out here and supporting the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and look forward to hopefully seeing it at the next one. But since he's not here, we do have the winner, Mike Armstrong. Mike, this is Jimmy and Carlton, a booth you copy.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Hey, that 20 car, you were in, I think, about everything that decided to happen tonight, and you somehow parted the ways and drove that thing on the outside around everything around you like nothing ever happened. So, I mean, it looked like everybody was having a fun time out there, and obviously we know how super speedways can get, and the beating, the banging, and obviously the goal tonight was to have fun and raise some money, but it does look like you guys did that. But hey, you walk away with one good special prize, and that's the winner here tonight. So give us a rundown of your point of view and how everything was, as 80 laps at Daytona can sometimes be painful.
Well, first off, I'd like to Matt Deason and Hall of Fame for holding the race. I mean, been out to the one before he organized, and we had a lot of fun. And my coworker Steve Shriek was out tonight, so I had a dancing partner. And yeah, it's just I've never run this car mod before that I can remember, and it's great, for racing at Daytona. And I don't know what it looked like for you guys, but it was pretty intense there. And coming down for the white flag at I think it was the 8th, and just caught a draft, and it's every man for himself, and went to the outside. I just like to on air thank my wife, because I used to be a hardcore sim racer, got away from it, and my wife got me set up again with a laptop and my little rig here. And like I said to Steve Shriek, I says, I got new glasses, and my throttle pedal works, and it just all came together tonight. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. So I'd like to thank my wife, Rose. She's a big supporter of me doing this.
Well, it's always good to have somebody like that in your back corner, and obviously, from CRN, we wanted to say congratulations, obviously, and it was good to see you out here and back. And if you're getting back into it to do this every now and then, that's even cooler, especially when your wife supports you. So, but before we let you go and celebrate on your victory here tonight, give you some a little more time for any more shout outs that you might have, or somebody that you forgot.
Just, the guys I raced with Thursday night,